Another huge debate everyone is talking about is the one that didn't happen. In the critically important Arizona governor's race, Democrat Katie Hobbs has refused to debate Republican MAGA extremist Kari Lake. Kari Lake is very smooth. I can understand why Hobbs is nervous, but that is no reason. Yet, Secretary of State Hobbs is trying to rationalize this and said, quote, "A debate never helps a candidate win. We're talking to voters, and I guarantee it's not something they're concerned about. I guarantee the person who is rationing their insulin or opening the refrigerator and figuring out how they're going to put food on the table with groceries they have left for the week isn't going to open their ballot and say, 'Damn, I wish Katie had done a debate.'" Hobbs is dead wrong. A debate stage is a perfect place to highlight your positions. If you're proud of your positions, if you believe in your positions, you will stand up and debate. Why not use this opportunity? Why not use the debate stage to show how you'll provide insulin while Lake won't? Or to highlight your policies on how you'll put food on the table when Kari Lake doesn't care if you have food on your table? Lake would cause people to go hungry. This should have been pointed out. And that is an unfortunate blunder because part of governing is communication skills, defending your positions, and holding your opponent accountable. By not debating, it allowed Lake to appear alone for an interview with conservative radio host Mike Broomhead on AZTV, where she slammed Hobbs and said this.
As we tried to make a debate happen with myself and my opponent, but unfortunately, she was not courageous enough to show up for the debate.
What this interview really made clear is that Lake was the one who doesn't have the courage to speak clearly about her radical anti-abortion views.
Just let me clarify with you, though, because you're here, she isn't. Let's clarify, in cases of incest or rape or for the life of the mother, would you sign a piece of legislation that had those exclusions or exceptions in there?
I believe the 15-week bill does have that. I know people say it doesn't. But at 15 weeks, if you're in any of those circumstances, obviously, you're going to know you're pregnant by 4 months in, by 15 weeks in. So I believe those are in there. They like to say there's no exceptions, but with 15 weeks, there really are exceptions in there.
Kari Lake just blatantly lied on Arizona statewide TV. She looked voters right in the eye and fibbed. Neither law in question has exceptions for incest, rape, or the life of the mother. Kari Lake wants to force women to give birth to the rapist's child. That is despicable. It's disgusting, and it's really un-American. It's crazy. It's insane. And it's too extreme for Arizona. And that's why I wish Hobbs would have been up there to slam Lake on this, so she wouldn't be able to get away with such a blatant lie. In the last clip we played, Lake says she believes that the law says otherwise. This is a matter of fact and public record, not beliefs. Republicans always do it. I believe something. Well, who cares what you believe if it's not factual? People believe in all kinds of crazy-ass shit. People believe that Martians are on Earth. People believe that there are singing trees. They believe in QAnon and that Democrats eat babies. Some people are even crazy enough to think that Donald Trump beat Joe Biden when he actually lost by 7 million votes. Yeah, people believe all kinds of crazy shit. So just because a Republican just says, I believe it, is irrelevant if it's not truthful. Arizona needs rational leaders, not pathological liars. That's why they should vote for Hobbs. But unlike the Republican cult, Democrats are free thinkers. We can criticize our candidates. And I can say that Hobbs should have been on that debate stage to expose Lake for the radical fraud that she truly is. While Kari Lake is an unqualified demagogue, the former television news anchor at least has charisma, plenty of it, and that's why she's scary. The same cannot be said for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. He is highly overrated in my view. He has the charm of a tree stump. A Washington Post columnist Jennifer Rubin said, quote, DeSantis is unimpressive outside the right-wing bubble. I agree with Rubin, who wrote, quote, what makes for an electable governor in a red state doesn't always make someone a viable presidential candidate. Candidates have to be appealing, lively, dynamic, and adept at deflecting criticism. And that brings us to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, whose debate performance on Monday suggests that his advanced billing as the top 2024 alternative to former President Donald Trump might be exaggerated. Personally, I think she's right. I think DeSantis will turn out to be the next Fred Thompson, Rick Perry, or Jeb Bush. highly touted, overrated, one of these much anticipated Republican saviors that turns out to be a flash in the pan. DeSantis is not brilliant. He's just a bubble guy. He's all about screaming to his base, to going on right-wing television and radio shows and spewing nonsense where he's never challenged. And the best this guy's going to do is be a future commentator on Fox News or Newsmax. He's not someone who can win the White House, at least not now. In a one-on-one matchup with Donald Trump would wipe the floor with him. People don't like some of his excesses, but Republicans, they love entertainers. Trump puts the artist in con artist, while DeSantis is a drab portrait, a drab canvas that doesn't live up to the hype or the billing. Full Show is also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and many other platforms.